Hello, long time no see. It has been a month exactly since I saw you last. Sorry about that. It's been some time. In the time since we spoke, I had to make a list. Lots of things have happened since we spoke last. So I'll try to be concise and quick, but let's get started. So I went to another rugby match, and this time it was in Limerick, and it was super cool. It was a big deal. Actually, it was kind of a mess at the beginning because I really thought that Munster was going to lose. They were not doing great. Somehow came back in the second half, if that's what you call it. Don't quite know. It is. There's two chunks. Yeah, second half, post halftime. Halftime. Yeah, any hooser. We won. Great job, Munster. There's a chance that they're in like semifinals this weekend. They could go to the finals, and if they go to the finals, it would be a really big deal, and it would also be played in Thomond Park. Actually, no, strike that, reverse it. Semi-finals, Thomond Park, finals in somewhere like Newcastle, England, or Scotland, or something important. So we will see about that. Keep you updated, keep you posted. More importantly, St. Patrick's Day happened, and I was in Dublin, and it was not as much of a debacle or a cluster as I thought it would be. It was fine, it was great, it was fun. It was mostly Americans. I think the Irish scoot out, go on their own little holiday because they have a bank holiday that day, or the day after, because it was on Sunday this year. And yeah, lots of Americans, lots of Asian tourists, lots of different kind of tourists everywhere, all painted up, but it's just as fun. The parade was pretty cool, very artistic, not very Irish feeling, but very artistic. I think they just make it a big old parade. It was a good time. We kind of did a pub crawl, just bopped around, not too stressful, just kind of hung out. It was really nice. It was a good St. Patrick's Day. I enjoyed it. Not this past weekend, but the weekend previous, I went on a little excursion with a couple of my friends to kind of central Ireland, to County Tipperary, and it was gorgeous. It's like south center Ireland, and we went to the Rock of Cashel, which is, there's a rock there. I don't know the story behind it. That's embarrassing. I should look that up. But there's also like a cathedral kind of castle-y thing that's kind of broken and torn down, and I was like, didn't think it would be that spectacular, and it in itself it is, but even more so is the view, because you're kind of on this hilltop and you get like a 360 view of pastures and little small towns and villages all the way around, and it was just an absolutely gorgeous day, and just nice to have like a small town experience in this little town called Cashel, which is just so full of just kind of charm. And we went to a pub in the middle of the day, and it was so funny because it was so dimly lit on the inside. It was called Pat Fox's, and Pat Fox was a hurler / is still a person, obviously, but he's the owner, and he's like I don't know, I should look up his Wikipedia page or something. He was some incredible hurler, won tons of awards, and we were like looking at the pictures on the walls. I have like all the like hurling pictures, and then this guy walks in, and I'm like trying to figure out, and this like Irish lady is like, yeah, it's him, like that's Pat Fox. I was like, okay, cool. So he came over and talked to us, and the owner of the pub / amazing hurler, got to chat with him for a minute, and then we went on, got some ice cream that day. Always just like good little things in a small town to do. And then the next day we went to the Waterford Crystal Factory. So we really didn't see much in Waterford, but the Waterford Crystal Factory was definitely worth a visit. Saw them blowing glass, saw them cutting glass, and they seem like expert craftsmen and craftswomen at what they do. It's phenomenal. I can't describe it. I'll put in pictures because I can't describe it. It's very cool. Continuing on, I turned 21, which means nothing over here, but to all of my American friends and to me, it meant a lot, because I am legal in the US, whatever you want that to mean. But my friends threw me a party, and it was so sweet. And I have a couple guy friends who are from Lithuania who like really took it on and were like major party planners, which I did not see coming, but it was so sweet. And they reached out to my best friend at home, Isabel, and got her to get like all of you guys, friends and family, to write me little notes. And then they typed them up and printed out and gave me a box of like birthday notes from you guys. And I did not see that coming. And I was like all cheery, whatever. And then like they gave me this, and I was like flipping through it and saw like Big Al and Zandy and Mom and Dad and Mama and like all these people, and just like started boo-hooing right on the spot, and read them all later that night and sobbed, but of course in all a good, I'm just happy emotions. But it was so sweet. That was such a nice thing to have. So I'm going to cherish those for a long time, forever. So I had my crazy 21st birthday, and then the next morning got up at the crack of dawn, and with my roommate Bree, we went to Portugal. We skipped a week of school and went to Portugal, as one, would. School, Portugal. However, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. We planned Portugal because tickets were cheap, but also we were like, Portugal, early April, that'll be warm, it'll be warm. It was not warm. I packed warm clothes. Weather app said it'd be 60s. Their 60s is not the same as Irish 60s, apparently. Somehow I'm used to Irish 60s, and somehow that's warmer than Portugal. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me how that week. I was freezing. So cold the whole time. But Portugal was beautiful, and Portugal and I have something in common. We both love sardines. There are tons of sardines everywhere, lots of good seafood. They had like the Spanish missionary style roofs everywhere, and like different colored tile fronts. So it was absolutely magical to be in. Kind of like you felt like you were walking through a postcard. And heard like street music and ate great food. And we went to Lagos, which is in the south, had beautiful beaches. Then we went to Lisbon, which is the capital, so it was like a big city. And then ended in Porto, which is my personal favorite. And it was very like traditional looking. It was less of the like Spanish missionary style with tile, and more almost like what London might look like, kind of old big block ornate buildings. And it was like windy and rainy, but it felt kind of like mysterious, gothic. I don't know. It felt right in the moment. And we wandered into a museum, a random museum, and that museum happened to be a natural history museum, so that felt right. Lots of sardines everywhere, that felt right. Some other things that were just like, Porto's like my town, so I would definitely go back to Porto if any place in Portugal. Carrying on, as soon as I got back, my good buddy Carrington, who was studying abroad in Scotland, she was one of my best friends from high school, she came and stayed the weekend with me, and unfortunately I had caught a little bit of like a Portuguese flu kind of thing, so was recovering from that. Another reason that Portugal was like had its ups and downs, we caught some like gnarly flu, like high fever, multiple body systems shutting down. Like I was a bit worried for a minute, but it's okay. Obviously I'm alive. Obviously I made it out, but Carrington had to suffer through that. So I dragged myself through the weekend, but we still had a great time. Went to this place right down the road from here. I don't know how I had not gone to it yet, called Bunratty Castle. And it's the only castle that I've been to that was like completely refurbished on the inside. So it was a bit more like if you've been to Biltmore, where they have like labels and things and like rooms that actually would have been the way they were. Most castles here, you just kind of like if you go to Blarney Castle, it's kind of just like stone walls, some like signs on the walls, and you like walk up spiral staircases. But it was like, this is actual rooms with like furnishings and what it would have looked like. So that was very cool, and had a folk park alongside of it. So it was a lot of like reconstructed houses that like different types of farmhouses that would have been found across Ireland. So that was really cool too. Kind of creepy. Carrington and I kept saying like cute but creepy but cute. That was the theme of it. That was also kind of the theme of Portugal. A lot of Portugal is like cute, kind of creepy, but cute. Best part of Bunratty Castle was goats. They had baby goats. I might be able to put in a picture of that. I had a moment where I felt like a goat savior. We've been talking to these little baby goats, and then one of them, we were a little bit farther away, one like hopped out of the fence and just kind of started like booking it down the lane. And there was like no staff around, and I was like, oh my gosh, this little goat's gonna wander into the road and it's gonna be like, bye bye baby goat. So like booked it over there, and me and Carrington kind of corralled it, and I just like scooped it up, and then I was like, I'm holding a little baby goat, and then I just popped it back in its little fence, and then I went inside to be like, by the way, ma'am, your fence is blah 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 and your goats are getting out. And I went there, and she was like, oh yeah, little Blackie, like he's in and out all the time, no big deal. And I was like, okay, yeah, not a savior, whatever, no big deal. So saved a goat that did not need saving, but benefit, got to carry a little baby goat for a minute. So That was a fun time. Carrington and I got to go to a house concert for a band called Nobody's Girl. Quick plug, they're super great. Go look them up, Nobody's Girl. But because, from a strange series of events, I have started going to a Quaker meeting in Limerick, which, first of all, wow, there's a Quaker meeting in Limerick, how cool. There's really awesome people. I've been going to it, enjoying it a lot. It's completely unprogrammed, so we go and we sit in silence for an hour, and if somebody has a message to bring, they do, and that's really cool, such a cool experience. But through going to that, I met a lady and her husband who, she is from Chapel Hill and born and raised in Chapel Hill and went to UNC and graduated from UNC and now is a professor here at Limerick, doing like, she's an expert on W.B. Yeats poetry. So she's super cool and she's the most like Chapel Hill looking person I've met. So we clicked right away, and it was her daughter who is in the band Nobody's Girl. So she was like, yeah, they're swinging through, they're doing a European tour, come to my house and get like a sneak peek preview. So it's like these three girls and they do like 3-part harmonies, and it was just awesome. But I was kind of sick, so I was like sitting there with a high fever, just kind of like, this music's great, but I'm really cold. Like, so could have been more enjoyable if I had not had my like Portuguese flu thing, but it was still so cool. Like, never thought I'd get to go to a house concert whose house the person is a UNC grad in Limerick, Ireland, who's also Quaker. I love it. Like, that's amazing. I love connections. I love traveling. I think that's about it. That was rapid fire. That's good. I feel like I need to keep this short. A lot of them have been like 15 minutes or so. And I'm going to put in pictures and videos at the end from all of the previous aforementioned adventures. And I also felt like I really had to do this because guess what, guys? In like 6 or 7 hours, I'm getting on a bus to go to Dublin Airport and flying to Milan tomorrow. And I'm going to Italy for spring break. What? I'm really excited. So going to Milan, staying there for a little teeny tiny bit, going to Venice for 3 days, Florence for 3 days, Rome/the Vatican over Easter. All my dreams are coming true. This is amazing. And then a little bit of Naples, and then Bari to Croatia for a couple days, and then coming back here. And I'm going to keep going because I'm not done yet. So I'll take a couple exams here, hang out for a couple days, get my life together, and then I'm going to hang out with Izzy again, and we just bought tickets to Brussels, so we're going to go to Brussels for a week, and maybe Bruges is how you say it. I don't know, I'll look it up before I go there. So Brussels, that'll be awesome. And then as soon as I get back here, I'm going to turn back around, pack up my life completely, and then go hang out with Isabel in Stuttgart for a week. Yeah. So I'll be super wiped by the end of that, but hopefully I'll have a week in Stuttgart with Isabel to just kind of hang out and recoup and just have a good time with her. And then I'm officially coming home. But in that meantime, I will try to vlog. No promises, because travel vlogging is obviously not my forte. I need to be sitting in my desk in my room, but I will do my best. We might have more shaky Anna hand walk and talks, but I will at least post picture videos or something with a little blurb of me explaining it. But yeah, I'm stoked. Hopefully it's gonna all be awesome. Please pray for me because it's gonna be a lot of traveling. But yeah, that's been it. It's great. I love you. I miss you a lot. Thanks for the birthday notes. Won't be long and I'll see you again. Bye, I love you.
Now again, because the crystal cools down so quickly, he will have to put it back into the furnace once more. If he doesn't keep it at a constant temperature, then he won't be able to work it. It's got to be kept around 1400 degrees.
I know. That's
Now when
exactly
you
what I
take
was
it out
thinking.
the next time,
So I can see wedge cut on this side and wedge cut. And again, if you notice the way the craftsman is master craftsman using the
Okay. Okay, we're gonna